warriors on the front line through the battles and the pains, with a camera in the fray and the world on our screens. We're the voice of the silence, the witness of the scenes. Headlines flashing bright, from the shadows we arise, with the truth in our hands under perilous skies. Every story told is a battle we fight, through the darkness and the fear we bring the light. In the chaos, in the flames, we'll stand tall, with the courage to reveal through the rise and the fall. From the embers of the war to the echoes of the call, we're the eyes of the world and we'll never stall. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines, through the blood and the fire we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle where the truth lies, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. From the ruins and the wreckage, every story's told. Through the tears and the heartbreak, the bravery unfolds. In the darkest hours, when the world's torn apart, KLW brings the stories straight from the heart. With the cameras rolling through the wreckage and the pain, we capture the reality while the world remains. Every angle, every moment in the line of fire, we're the pulse of the battlefield, never to tire. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines, through the blood and the fire we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle where the truth lies, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines, through the blood and the fire we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle where the truth lies, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. Through the smoke and the ruins, we'll pierce the veil, with every breath we take and every tale. We're the heartbeat of the conflict in the shadowed frail. With KLW's vision, the truth won't fail. Stand firm, we're the beacon in the fray. Through the dust and the fury, we'll light the way. In the fight for the truth, where the heroes lay. KLW, the story's here to stay. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines, through the blood and the fire we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle where the truth lies, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. So here's to the courage and the tales we unfold. In the heart of the conflict, our story's told. KLW, with the truth we hold. In the fire of the war, our legacy bold.
You can't handle the truth!
Hopefully, here we go. All right, folks, there is a lot going on in the world today. Myself and many others are working very diligently to bring you as much accurate news as we can. Just want to first programming note here, tonight's broadcast, news broadcast, will be for members only. We have told the public this repeatedly. As we get closer to the 0 hour, we are going to be doing private streams, and tonight will be the first of those private streams. Now, for some period of time, we've been talking about what's going on with Russian forces moving over towards the Baltic. We're going to show you a little bit of that. We're also going to be talking about tonight the drones over New Jersey. We're going to be talking about some special aircraft that were over Washington, D.C. and why. We're going to be talking about the nuclear material that is missing out of New Jersey. I have a report on that has not been made public. So, looks like somebody lost audio. Does anybody still have audio? If you you still have audio, put yes in the chat. This should be low latency. Okay, you guys, tell them to refresh in the chat there. Thank you. So, this is one of the air bases that we have been showing you. This is the one with the fighters on it. Steve has been working diligently on this for us, and as soon as he gets that done, we will be flying this. I have been sending Steve information regularly. In fact, overwhelming amounts of information I have been sending to him because he's putting together all of these air bases for us with all of the fighter jets, the bombers, and so on and so forth. So we know about this base down here to the south. This is just to the east of Finland, about 100 miles from the border. Won't take long for Russian fighters to get into Finland. It is northeast of St. Petersburg. So we know about this airbase. We've talked about this airbase. Steve is currently working on this airbase. To be a member, a basic member, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/KLW News and sign up there. You will want to do that now, so as that when we send out the notification, we're going to be sending out the notification 2 hours early tonight to make sure that everybody has the notification. And again, we're going to be talking about drones over New Jersey. We're going to be talking about the missing nuclear material, and we're going to be talking about some special flights that are taking place in Washington, D.C. In addition to, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of something we've got for you tonight that Steve and I worked on till the wee hours of the morning this morning. So we have shown you in the past this airbase right here that Steve has already done for us. We can fly this airbase. We can show you all of the supersonic bombers that are there. So, because they got so many of them, is why they got them sitting there. Cotton. All of the bunkers are full. All of the revetments are full. So Steve's been working diligently on this. We flew this before. We will fly this again tonight. Steve and I have been working to get all of the different types of aircraft to be able to inject them into the 3D models for you so we can fly through. So this is another airbase. Now just southwest of this is another airbase, and Steve and I just loaded this one last night. The interesting part about this base is in our latest satellite imagery, it's got a lot of cloud cover, so it doesn't do you guys much good to look at it that way. And by the way, this imagery is from December of 2024. That's now. So this is the air base, and at this air base there is a collection of aircraft here. So we have MiG-31s and Su-24s, and we're going to show you both of those here at this base. So these are the Su-24s, and we're going to see the MiG-31s here in just a minute. So I'm actually in one of the airplane hangars that is actually a bunker, and we're going to ease up out of here, and we're going to show you what Steve and I have been working on with all of these different types of aircraft at this airfield. Now this airfield here is full of aircraft, and we're going to get all of the satellite imagery and load in all the aircraft, all of the vehicles, everything that is at this. And then tonight we're going to go into some information in regards to the attack on October the 7th. And if you know anything about that, well, we're going to show you some things that might surprise you. You'll actually see them as we work our way up through. So this is the bomber end. This is the attack, ground attack end of this. These are two-seat aircraft. There's a pilot and a bombardier for ground attack with these, and there is a lot of stuff taking place at this airfield. Sorry folks, I gotta adjust my pedals here. So let me ease up through here so you can see it's not a small place here, and we're going to make our way around it and show you as much of it as we can here. So again, Su-27s stacked up here. More Su-27s. More hangars over there. But we're not done down here yet. These are MiG-31s, excuse me. Here's another Su-27. Another Su-27. Again, there's tons of these aircraft, folks. And if you see aircraft that are setting in the middle of the taxiway, like the one that you see right here in front of us, the reason that aircraft is there is because when the satellite flew over and took a photograph of it, that's where it was. So in some of our imagery, because of the amount of activity that they've got at these bases, there are aircraft with the that are setting in the middle of the runway, like you're seeing right here. So these are the Su-27s. We're going to show you all of this here as we go around the base. And aircraft sitting on a taxiway like that, or it happens all the time, even at U.S. military bases. There's military bases around the world that their aircraft are sitting out on the side of the runway like that. So this is an Mi-8 up here on the left. And they are continually moving equipment into this facility here. Also, lots of trucks are being moved into here, and another facility. We're going to show you that tonight on tonight's news broadcast. But as you can see, they're starting to stack up the trucks in the motor pool here. And lots of fuel storage at this base, I have noticed. Not just one location, they have multiple fuel storage locations. They do that so as that if a location is hit, that it won't take out all of their fuel. Again, these are Su-27s as we're making our way up through here. There are over 75 attack aircraft at the other airfield that we were talking about. Now we're getting back up here to our MiG-31s. Now, there's an Mi-8 on the left, but I want you to pay attention to these. That reminds you of anything? We're going to talk about that tonight. That should strike a chord with some of you. So as soon as I get a clear satellite image, I'm hoping I'm going to have that here in the next day or so, we're going to upgrade this map with all of the new aircraft that are being moved in. Yeah, I was over here. This is the other motor pool I want to take you to. And they're stockpiling this place, folks. Not far from Finland at all. In fact, lots of bases over here are being stockpiled with equipment. Again, more fuel. They've got multiple locations on this base, and I'm not talking about 2 or 3, it's probably closer to 5 different places that they are stockpiling fuel at this base. Again, lots of MiG-31s here. And the crazy part about it is this isn't all of them. Now, they are prepared for an assault because they are putting air defense systems up in the area. The other thing that they're doing that I'm going to show you down here is a truck along the side of the runway, which was a good find for us. We didn't know they had one here. So here is the regular, I guess what you would call FBO, the field base operator. They've got their weather station here. They've got command and control in here, communications tower, so on and so forth. So this is their TOC, Theater Operations Command, and FBO, both in the same building here. Like, okay, Lee, that's great, but this was the lucky find right down here. And I didn't even know this was here until early this morning. What you're about to see is the latest and greatest in Russian electronic warfare equipment. And this is a highly sophisticated truck. And it's a 2-part deal. So, the way they've done this is they have a separate antenna out here. Now, this antenna is a TDOA antenna. It's the exact same way that we track down violators on our frequencies on the KLW World News Network. So you see the antennas going all the way around. So what this does is it measures the time difference between the signal hitting one antenna and hitting the other antennas. So whichever antenna the signal hits first, well, that's the antenna. That antenna is closest to the transmitter. See that? And this is a highly sophisticated one. You can see that it's got more than 5 antennas. In fact, it's got 8 antennas on it. So that will give you an exact bearing to the target from that antenna. Then that antenna is tied into this vehicle over here. Well, guess what? This vehicle has that same antenna as well. Now, there should be 2 things noted here. The height of that antenna and the height of this antenna are not the same. The purpose in that is to be able to determine the elevation of the incoming radio signal. So this antenna can give you the 360-degree direction finding capability, just like the other antenna can down there. And when you tie these two antennas together, they will give you an exact distance, bearing, and altitude to the transmitter. This lower antenna down here is a special military, what's called discone antenna. And so this system right here will detect, what they do is the discone antenna they use for a spectrum analyzer to look for any and all frequencies in the area. Any new frequency is then fed to the TDOA system that gives an exact distance, bearing, and altitude to the target, whatever is broadcasting. And then they have got yet another system here that we want to show you. This is their long-range radar that they have installed at the facility here. You can see how large those radar arrays are right there. And this gives them distance and bearing and altitude to any aircraft coming into the area. This unit back here on the back rocks up and down and gives them the elevation, and this bigger antenna here gives them direction, and then all of the discones over here are just for monitoring any frequencies that anybody broadcasts on. But wait, there's more. There is another radar site, if I can remember where it is. Gee, I wonder if that's, sure looks like it. So, when we come down here, now, this does not look like this to them. There is another radar site here. In addition to these bunkers, I'll have to go find it. Maybe I'll be able to show it to you tonight. I don't remember where it is right now. It's a big place. But here is another set of bunkers here at this facility, and we're going to check to see if these are loaded up. It's pretty much safe to assume that if there are jets setting out in front of bunkers, it's because the bunkers already have aircraft in them. So let me see if I can find, I know it's here somewhere. There is another radar site here. Somewheres. If you guys will give me a second, I'll check the chat here, but I want to try to find that other radar site, because there are two radar sites. There's a small tactical radar unit, and then there's the larger radar unit. There's another MI8 right there. Oh, nope, that's an MI27. Not an MI8. My bust. Come around here, buddy. Yeah, that's a, there should be an MI17. It's not an MI8. Yep, MI17. There's the long-range radar. Oh, there it is. That's the tactical radar right there. Right there. I knew it was here somewhere. So they've set this facility up here with weather radar, which is here on the left, and then targeting tracking radar there on the right. So they've got pretty much everything all right here in one spot with the other radar right over there. So and lots of trucks. Now we could fly up here. I'm going to just crash in here real quick so I can get you guys back up. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that. We're going to do that tonight. We're not going to talk about that publicly. That's going to be between members and members only. They put dirt over top of the roof there, J Club. They cover it with dirt and then let grass grow on top of it. They think it makes it easier to hide them from satellite imagery. And so we're going to cover all this tonight. If you're not a member, it's easy. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/KLW News. The link is pinned to the top already by Racer. So go there and get signed up. Yeah, so if you think this is a big facility, now what we're going to do is, the other one is northeast of here, and it's a good ways. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to fly there because it'll take about 5 minutes. I can load out and reload back in faster than I can fly there. Because I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you the news and show you what's going on. I'm going to show you some of Steve's handiwork here. So if we leave this airfield here, there's KTOC. And we come up to this airfield here. This is where all of the bombers are. Make this July so you can see it better. So we're going to load in up there and fly that. So again, there's a lot going on right now, folks. That's why I haven't been in the War Watches and I haven't been into the some other programs, and I haven't been doing that many private streams because we wanted to get people to move over to locals. But this is too important, and locals has been pushed back until Thursday. So this is Steve's handiwork.
Approach Alpha Romeo Mike Yankee is type 2 miles south of uniform
So Steve
Oscar
built
Lima
all this
Echo,
for us here.
2,200 feet. Request flight following.
And so we've got our Bear bombers
Alpha
in
Romeo
here.
Mike Yankee approach. Squawk 2535.
Yeah, this blue thing is a DRASH, a deployable rapid
2535
assembly
Romeo
shelter.
Mike Yankee.
Romeo Mike Yankee radar contact 1
We've
mile
got-
southwest of uniform Oscar Lima Echo 800 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
It's the IL-76 troop transporter,
Romeo Mike
equipment
Yankee.
transport, and they are flying in and out of here regularly. This is a SAR bomb. What the big bomb is right there. More supersonic bombers. Now, the interesting part about this is some of these bombers that you'll see, they have a white belly like this one. Not all of them, but some of them. If they're gray and they have a white belly, that's because they are the marine variant. They are designed for ship attack. And that's an MI-8, not an MI-27. Another military truck there. Pirouettes down the runway, taxiway. Now you'll see this dip right here. Folks, that's the way it is. This airfield has this dip that you're seeing right here. they use it to their advantage because the aircraft are kind of pointed downhill, so when they're rolling out of here, they've already got a little bit of downward motion to them when they release the brakes. Continue on down through here, we have another supersonic bomber, but notice this one doesn't have the white belly. That's because it's for ground targets, not marine targets. Keep that in mind. It's gray with a white belly. It's for attacking ships. So here we have an MI-8, and here we have an MI-17, and here we have another MI-8. Down here we have Antonov troop transports and cargo transports, very similar to, say, a C-130. We have more Bear bombers. And more supersonic marine aircraft under the Bear bomber. Now, if you didn't think this was enough bombers, well, guess again. Because this place is stacked full of them. So this is an attack bomber. This is another attack bomber. So the Marine attack bombers are out there, and the regular bombers are back here. The ones with the white belly is the M variant, like these right here. Yeah, you're going to get a lot more info since you're a bronze there, Jack. And so these berms that you're seeing right here, these are called revetments. This is so as that an aircraft can be down in here and it can be hit by a bomb, and the bomb blast won't hit the other aircraft. So that's what revetments are for. So you can park the aircraft. So again, we are not doing a regular news broadcast tonight. Tonight's news broadcast will be private because of the things that are taking place in New Jersey, in Washington, D.C., over in the Baltics. There's some also things going on in Belarus. We're going to talk about that tonight too. It's going to be pretty much a question and answer session. I'm going to tell you what we know and what we can prove, and then after I do that, also, if Steve has the other file ready and we've got it loaded by then, we will show you the other airbase with all of the fighters on it. And we're going to continue to work on these air bases. We're also doing air bases in Ukraine. We're going to be hopefully loading more of those tonight. I think we've got about 15 of those. But look at all these bombers in here, folks. Do you think they're moving these over here for the hell of it? You got to look at it. 2 years ago, this place was a freaking ghost town. And now it's full of supersonic bombers. Yeah. Let's go up and get a look. There's more fuel. Have to model that, Steve. See those fuel tanks there? There's fuel tanks right there in the woods. Like I said, they've got fuel stashed all over the place. Yeah, there's the semi-trucks are still on the border, and the thing about the semi-trucks is there's more of them. So we're going to be covering that tonight. And then there's bunkers over here, I'll have to go check and see if they're in this model yet. But so you guys understand what we're doing. We're taking real satellite imagery. And then when we take that real satellite imagery, we are taking the 3D model that Microsoft offers and others offer, and then we are modeling what's really there as opposed to what Microsoft wants to say is there. And then in addition to modeling, we are also putting in every type of aircraft that the Russians have there. There's even more trucks. We're putting in every type of vehicle, every type of aircraft, the fuel storage, the bunkers, the revetments. Looks like KTOC up there. I'm sure this looks a little different to you than it does me. So, there he is. How are you, sir? Let's go down this way. Also, we have more KLW World News aircraft being made. We're going to have some of these 530s made with the KLW World News logos. So when we fly around, I've also requested 2 more Huey helicopters be done for the U.S. Air Force, 1st Air Force out of Andrews Air Force Base. So they're going to be working on those for us. So there is a lot going on. Steve has built us an airport out in Arizona near Tucson. So yeah, it's getting busy, folks. Getting real busy. All right, let me land this thing here real quick. There we go. No, the satellite imagery is from December. This month. Just days old. It is December. Satellite imagery is from December. In fact, just days ago. Right there, December 2024. So we're going to, and all of our imagery, the oldest imagery that we have right now is 4 months old. And it's on a facility that's got missiles and shit. So we track this every day. Every time we get new imagery, we go and we compare it to the imagery that we had previously. And then we also have access to a lot of imagery that's not available to the public. So anyway, if you want to see the rest of it, join us tonight. We will be doing our regular news broadcast, but it will be again for members and members only. Coming up here in 3 hours, I will be sending out the notification to make sure that everybody gets it in advance. So members, save your questions till then. We're also going to be talking about the KLW World News Global Radio Network and what's going on with that. We've got some advancements coming up with that. So I want to thank Steve for his work, Racer for all his work, Intel and all the rest of you who are getting us Intel. So thank you very much for that. Also all of the members, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here doing this. So greatly appreciate that as well. And we will be seeing everybody at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. You guys have a great day. Stay safe. And we will see you all tonight.
That's all, folks.